Hey y'all, what's up? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to another episode of our FTB Skies Expert Let's Play. Today's is going to be a little different. I went to record last night, and the FTB app was having issues, something having to do with an update for Overwolf that was preventing the FTB app from opening, and I couldn't get into my world, and I didn't want to do any of that, take it to another launcher or whatever, because well, I just, quite frankly, didn't have the time or energy for all of that yesterday. So today's episode is going to be different. We're going to just see what we can get done in a 30-minute one take. So without any further ado, let's get into it. All right, so I have no plan. I was getting on to try and plan last night, and that happened. So here we are. I was able to download their app, which is now apparently standalone. It doesn't require Overwolf, and everything launched. My worlds were there. It brought everything over. It was great. I'll put a link to that down in the probably pinned comment on the video today, if I remember to, so that we, anybody else who may still be having issues getting into their worlds can use it. But I got all the information I have from their Discord, the FTB Discord. So let's go look at our quests and see where we are on things. We've got something we've never claimed here. Oh, for our salvaging table, we got a random gem and some gem dust. It wants us to make the reforging table, and it's going to give us some arcane sands, which would be good for the quest line. Yeah. Okay, so now back down to overpowered. So we're working on, let's see if our crafts are done. So formation, there we go, 128 of those, and the annihilation. Annihilation cores. There we go. Well, it only made 80, but I thought I told it to make... All right, well, we need another 64. There we go. Let's go ahead and let that make its other 64 while we're waiting, and we can go ahead and turn these in. And so now let's take a look at this 256k portable mana cell. So first and foremost, we'll need to be able to make a 256k storage component, which we already have on AutoCraft. So we can go ahead and tell it to make one of those. Let's see. We're missing 4 skystone dust. So the system doesn't know how to make skystone dust. Is that all we're missing? Okay, so let's see. Skystone dust. How do we get that? We get it from a crusher with skystone or from milling the skystone. And we have the recipe to make the skystone. So don't we already have a crusher? No, we set up a pulverizer, but if it can't be pulverized, we're going to have to set up a crusher. Yeah, it looks like we do not have a crusher. Let's check our box full of stuff to see if we've got one hiding in here. Modular storage, fluid mixers. Doesn't look like it. What about over here? Nope. Nope. All right, let's make a crusher. And we can go ahead and get this automated. Let's see. We need electron tubes. And some redstone glass. Actually, I don't know why I don't have... the electron tubes on AutoCraft. Let's go ahead and get those going because we have everything. We even have the red enrichment chamber to make the polished rose quartz there. We got all of that automated, so that should be perfect. Let's just toss this in here. And now we should be able to make the electron tube. There we go. Can you just make me 10 for the fun of it? Cool. All right, so we'll let that get going on those. As soon as we see the 4th one come in, there we should be able to get going. What's next on the crusher? What do we need? So we're going to need a compressed drill bit. Oh, this is the one where we had to make it, that process. We had to take the lubricant and make the compressed iron drill bit. Oh, fun. Fun, fun, fun. That is a whole lot of setup. where do we get lubricant from? Lubricant comes from biodiesel and redstone in an advanced mixer, or diesel. Okay, do I have... I should have the... Let's see. Diesel. Yeah, we've got force-infused diesel in the system. But how are we getting the... Oh, we're processing the crude oil down into that. Well, we're processing crude oil down into diesel. Now, is my diesel not being stored? Hold on. This is what a one take's going to be like. So we are not this one. It's over here. So there's the... Oh, we're doing force-infused oil. We're not processing it down into diesel anymore. And then force-infused oil goes into here. So we're going to have to make some diesel or biodiesel. Oh, we might still have biodiesel at the old base. Let's go look. I think we do. All right. Out here. Yes. There we go. Biodiesel. Awesome. All right, so we need to take some of that with redstone in an advanced mixer. Let's check our backpack here. Do I have an advanced mixer? I do. Sweet. So if we put this right here, we're going to need to get you some power. What do we have? Flux points. All right, so we need to go back to our base. We need a flux point, and we need some redstone to make our lubricant to make our bit. Okay. Be right. Yep. Well, no, we're not being right back. We're doing it together. This is a one take. Sorry. 7 minutes. So we need a flux point. Flux point. Can you make me one? There's our second stack of annihilation cores. Turn those in. Oh, also, someone was saying, I think it was a 4-ounce scoop, that if you have the event for the bees on, that they will eventually start giving you the arcane sands and the Godforged pearls that we need. And I had turned it off just because they were falling into the void and not, you know, like I couldn't get them. But now that we have this big island and all, let's turn that back on to see if that helps us with our arcane sands that we need for the quest. So we are waiting on our flux point. There it is. Okay. And then we also need redstone, which a stack should be fine. And then for the lubricant, let's get a tank. Cool. All right. And then back to the old base. Let's make some lubricant. All right. So our biodiesel setup, our original biodiesel setup that we've got going here that we've just never taken apart. Thankfully, we never took it apart because it is useful. Let's grab our flux point. Throw it right there, put it on the network. That's going to fill this up, and then we're going to need some mechanical pipes. Fill this with biodiesel, and then we'll put a tank right there, and if we toss in redstone, should get us lubricant. And then if we tell the lubricant that it can output to the right, auto output enabled, there we have it. So let's see what else we need for our crusher. And we're doing the crusher because we need to get to that 256k storage component. We need to be able to make the sky stone stuff. So we needed a saw blade, which is just steel plate. So we have that. What is the drill bit? What does it take? It is compressed iron in a thermopneumatic processing plant with greater than 300 C and 4 bar of pressure. Okay, and there's no alternate craft for these. Yep, so we're going to need to hook this up to our pressure over at the new base, and we're going to need to heat it, which we should already have blaze burners and stuff that we can use for that. So now we just need, how much lubricant did it take for the drill bit? This is probably more than enough. Yep. Cool. We will just take this lubricant, let this run, and build up. Let's head back to the base. I would say we should set that up automated, but it doesn't look like we're going to need that much of it, just if we need to make more crushers. So let's see. Over here... Oh, I need a thermopneumatic processing plant. Do I have one? I definitely have some in the chest upstairs. So let's grab one of those out. Thermo fluid mixer, thermopneumatic processing plant. You have stuff in you. You have stuff in you. You have stuff in you. Acetaldehyde. Here's one with nothing in it. Okay, thermopneumatic processing plant is empty. Grab out a blaze burner while we're there. Sweet. All right. Automation station. We need to tap into our pressure, which thankfully has built up, so we have full pressure here. Once again, first time in the world. Got to toggle that. Let's get our thermopneumatic processing plant right here. Let's toss in that. Take our lubricant. Compressed iron. And is it... Well, you know what? We had 14, so buckets of lubricant. Why don't we make like 8 of these drill bits just in case? Toss that in. Get us out some coal. And that should get us to our required heat. Oh, thermal lagging. We'll need some of that to keep the heat in. All right. There we go. So this will get us our drill bit. Compressed iron drill bit. Okay. And so now for our crusher that we're trying to make. Our electron tube's finally finished crafting because I'm guessing they needed a machine that the other one was making. If we tell it to make a saw blade, can you make me 8 of those steel plates? There we go. Saw blade. And a crusher. Awesome. So now we're going to need to tie the crusher in, and I should have a pattern provider in my inventory. Let's turn that into a flat one-face pattern provider. Knew we were going to need to put some more machines on the line, so that's why we ran with a flux node underneath here. Let's grab out our universal power cables. Sure, basic universal's fine. That's a process we're going to need to automate too very soon, is we need to get all of the process to make our universal cables automated up, because they are actually quite the process to automate, and we don't have it done yet, so we need to go through that. We are on the magenta line, so we need some magenta smart cable. That'll work. Pattern provider there. And then if we tell it to clear all the sides, input, output from the top, auto eject on, this should then be able to take in our recipe. So let's go tell it how to make the, for starters, the one thing we made it for, the skystone dust. So skystone dust, it is a crusher recipe. It already knows how to make the sky stone, so we'll be able to crush it down. Tell it to put this in the crusher. And there we have it. So now, for that 256 we were trying to make, it should, there we go, it should be able to craft it. So that gets our 256K component going. Now let's take a look at the mana cell housing. So we're going to need to make a mana steel circuit, which just is an inscriber pattern. Let's bookmark that, and then let's see what we have already in our... Cool. It knows how to make all that. Only thing it doesn't know how to make is the silicone, the printed silicone, right? But don't we have that on a drawer automatically being made? I do believe we do. So this is a processing pattern for the... that is not the one we need. This is a processing pattern for the advanced inscriber. There we go. Right there. Cool. So now we should be able to tell it to make, let's see, mana cell housing. So we need to make our mana steel circuit. Mana steel circuit, which it already knows how to make mana steel plate. We're running really low on mana steel. That's another one we've got to get automated. But there we go. So that's going to get our mana steel circuit going, which we should be able to process in our... was that the mana pool with the catalyst underneath it, it looks like. So that was there. Mana cell housing. Yeah, so this is just alchemy catalyst, which we have the mechanical mana pool, which has that in there. So even though we don't need to make a recipe for this per se, because I don't know how many of these mana cell housings we're going to be making total, but we can make this one manually just by going down to the machine and sticking our circuit in there once it's done. All right, so that gets us the housing. How are we on time? 17 minutes. Hope you guys are able to follow through and watch this. So for our mana ME item cell housing, we need stuff we've never done. Unstable plates. We're going to need to make a 64K housing, which we have done by hand before. But we might ought to think about seeing if we can automate these recipes for these housings so that as we need more discs, we can make them. So that is going to be a good one. Hardened glass, we're going to need to automate. Okay, let's chase this rabbit down while we're here. So hardened glass, we have all of that on auto production. Let's make sure. I thought we had hardened glass in the induction smelter already. We do have hardened glass. I don't know why it's not showing that there's a recipe for that. So we can kill that processing pattern. Toss it back. So now silver plate. Let's see. Do we have a recipe for silver plate? No, we don't. All right, let's go ahead and tell it how to make the silver plate. And then we can put this in our second pattern provider for the... yeah, there we go. This one. The one that's doing plates. Right there. All right, that gets these two. All right, ME cell housing. Everything on there is auto-craftable. That's what we want to see. Everything on here except dash plates auto-craftable, and we'll have to think about how to automate the implosion crafter if we want that, but let's make sure we have enough dash plate to get us where we're going. We've got 13. That should be fine. Let's look at this recipe while we're here. This is implosion crafting, right? Yeah. If we want them for cheap. Yeah. Okay, so we should be able to figure out a way to automate this. We'll need a quantum ring to connect to it in space, and then we should be able to put a pattern provider on it and have it pull the TNT out. We may even be able to get into the higher tier recipes, but since it's, you know, not like we don't get bonus for using the higher tier, it just does more in one craft. There's no real reason to go beyond the TNT, which we do have set up to be made. All right, so that gets us this one. And the next one is lumium and springaline glass, which we don't know how to make. So let's go there. Springaline glass, which we're going to need to automate these springaline shards. Fabrication matrix, we can do it with combs. Elemental infusion. So we're going to have to automate that. I don't know if that'll be a today thing. We can probably just go do some over at the old base. Let's go ahead and get that. Amethyst. I wonder what that's hung up on. Oh, it's hung up because the advanced inscriber is making all the stuff for the 256 right now. So that's going to take a minute. So let's grab some amethyst out. Let's take 5 stacks. We can go toss this over into the manual setup at the old base, which is still set up right here. So this is right there. Oh, we are out of water shards. We're going to need to go get some water shards. Helps if you go to the right base. These, oh god, my inventory's a hot mess. I bet you guys hate this. It drives me crazy. I normally edit this part out, but since we're doing a one take, I will not have time for editing this out today. So you guys will get to see the hot mess that is me trying to get stuff done. All right, and so we needed water shards. Let's take a bunch. And then we will put all this in. Back we go. Water. All right, that'll get us there. Let's take this steel out for now and put in the amethyst. All right, we should get one more of these converted, and then it should be on to our springaline crystals. Wonder if we can do this with liquid source somehow. I bet you we can. Oh, wait. I gotta add the, blacklist the amethyst. There we go. This was, by the way, in preparation to make a bunch of magically inclined steel like we talked about last episode. See, look, that loot bee just spawned and is gone. Where is he? Where is he? Do I even have any flowers to hold to like get his attention with? I bet I don't. Where did he go? Is he inside my mob farm? No, there he is. Hey, buddy, don't go into the dark. Come to me. Give me stuff. They say you give me stuff. Is there a flower in here? Oh, there's a flower. Yes. Coal. Cool. Come here, buddy. No, come back. Oh, I wonder if I can ride that water stream and get him back to the surface. I would really like it if you could drop the stuff I need. No! You're not cool, man. I needed stuff that you supposedly drop. Yeah, you're not a loot bee anymore. I guess go away. You don't have what I need. All right, so there we go. You can see it's making our springaline shards. We're gonna need to get these water crystals into there. Let's go ahead and just set something up for that. We should have a chest right here we could use. We could go just like this. And then, do I have any item, whatever's? No, I've got a logistical transporter though, that's fine. So we can just do this number here with our wrench. And then if I put the water shards in there, it's going to feed them into here. Sweet. So that'll keep that full for us of water shards, and we can toss the steel that was in here back in. And that way it'll keep making us the drenched steel ingots that we're going to need for the magically inclined steel on the other side. This should get us enough glass for the first craft for our recipe, so let's head back. Put this drenched steel in our storage, the springling shards in our storage, and let's go ahead and put these recipes we have. Are any of these processing? Nope, they're all crafting. So these just go in our molecular assemblers, which looks like we're going to have to get going on some more of those soon because we are running out. So there's our springaline stuff. We did the third tier, right? This one. So now we need to tell it how to make lumium plate. Because that is not in here. Let's double check just to make sure. But it knows how to make the lumium, so that's a step. And then we come down here to the bottom, lumium plate. So that should get us all the way through this one now having everything in there. I did just put that in, right? Yeah, okay, it knows how to make it. Cool, cool. And the 64K housing, which the only thing is the Enderium plate, and we will need to teach the system how to make that as well. So, Enderium plate, it already knows how to make everything but the Enderium plate. Processing pattern. So now, there's that, and we just need the recipe for the 64K cell housing itself. Okay, which is just another crafting pattern. All right, so can you make the 64K cell housing? Let's see, 64K cell housing. Next. It says that it's going to be able to make it. Now, we are still waiting on all of these other crafting patterns. Let's go just make sure things are working like they're supposed to and that it's not hung up somewhere. Let's see. What are you making? You are making the 256K storage component. What are you currently crafting? Quartz glass from AE2. I thought that was just a craft. Quartz glass. Nope, it's in the induction smelter. Okay, so let's make sure that the induction smelter is good and running. Induction smelter. Oh, the induction smelter was the one that's over here. Oh, you have a random piece of copper left in you from something. Okay, we've got to put this in blocking mode. That's the problem. And that's trying to make some conductive alloy right there. So what we'll do is we will let this finish. We can time pouch it. And then once it's empty, we'll toss this in. And the system will get back the thing it was waiting on there too. And then now it's in blocking mode. So in the future, it won't hang up on that anymore. So that was a good catch. All we did here was we told it to not push crafting ingredients if there was another one in there. Because with this having, you know, that empty slot, it was taking extra items. And I guess that's the first time we'd come across that being an issue. So now we should have our mana steel circuit that we can take and make our ME cell housing right over here in the mechanical mana pool. Toss that in. And it's supposed to just know what to do with it. right? Can this be done in here? Man of Steel circuit. Uses, right? Interesting. So that's supposed to work, but it's not working. Well, I guess I'm going to have to get out another alchemy catalyst and put it under our mana pool here. Let's do that. And then I'll see if I can figure out why that's not working as it should. I think I have an extra alchemy catalyst, though. So, will you work if I put you under there? There we go. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I'm not sure why that wasn't doing it in there, but that gets us our alchemy catalyst, or our ME cell housing for the mana cell. So there's that. And that, now we just need our 256K, and we're going to need the 256K housing, which we need calorite plate, which we're going to need calorite ingots, 8 of them, which I don't even think we have. So I think we're going to have to make a trip to Venus for that. So we did make some progress today. We marked off these 2 here on the list, and we got started down the route to the 256K. As a matter of fact, the only thing we have left is unstable ingots, which, how do we get unstable ingots? We craft them with a stable division sign, which I think we get some of this stuff from killing the wither. So we have inactive division signs. All right, so that's going to have to be for the next time. We're going to have to figure out how to get from the inactive division signs we have to the unstable ingots, which the only one we have so far is from looting. So I will work on chasing that down. But that is going to bring us to a wrap. That is 32 minutes of raw footage. And as I said, I really don't have time to edit today. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's just a peek inside of me playing Minecraft. And tomorrow's episode should be back to your regularly scheduled programming. Bye-bye.